Most people think that childhood is over the moment they become adults. But what if the child you used to be is still making many of your biggest decisions today? It sounds strange, but it happens more often than you might think. The way you react to stress, the people you choose, even the goals you chase may have less to do with today and much more to do with years ago. And the surprising part is that you may not even notice it. Think about a moment when you became angry much faster than you expected. Or maybe you felt nervous before speaking up at work, even though you knew your idea was good. Perhaps you stayed in a relationship that made you unhappy because leaving felt too scary. We often believe these choices are just part of our personality. We say, "That's just who I am." But many of these patterns started when we were children. Back then, they helped us feel safe, accepted, or loved. The problem is that what protected you at 8 years old may not help you at 30 or 40. In fact, it may be holding you back. The first insight is simple. Your brain learns survival before it learns success. As a child, you watched the people around you very carefully. You learned what made adults smile, what made them angry, and what helped you avoid trouble. If your parents praised you only when you got good grades, you may have learned that your value depends on your achievements. Today, you might work long hours and never feel satisfied. Every success feels good for a moment, but then you immediately look for the next one. Imagine a woman who gets promoted at work. Everyone congratulates her, but instead of feeling proud, she starts worrying about the next challenge. Deep inside, she still believes she must earn love by proving herself again and again. The second insight is that children often blame themselves for things they cannot control. A child does not think, "My parents are stressed because of money." Instead, the child may think, "Maybe I did something wrong." Children naturally see themselves as the center of their world. That way of thinking can stay with us for years. As adults, we may apologize for things that are not our fault. We may feel responsible for everyone's happiness. Picture a man whose friend is having a bad day. The friend says very little during lunch. Instead of thinking, "Maybe he's tired," the man spends the whole afternoon wondering if he said something wrong. His childhood taught him to look for problems inside himself, even when they were somewhere else. The third insight is that familiar does not always mean healthy. People often choose situations that feel normal, even when those situations are painful. If you grew up in a home where people shouted during every argument, calm conversations might actually feel uncomfortable. You may think something is missing. On the other hand, if someone treats you badly, part of you may accept it because it feels familiar. This does not happen because you enjoy suffering. It happens because your brain likes what it already knows. Imagine a young man who keeps choosing friends who never support him. Every time he needs help, they disappear. He feels disappointed, but he continues finding the same type of people. His mind is repeating an old pattern without asking if it is a good one. Here is the good news. Childhood shapes you, but it does not have to control you forever. The brain can learn new patterns throughout life. That change does not happen overnight. It begins with noticing what is happening. The next time you have a very strong emotional reaction, pause for a moment. Ask yourself one simple question: is this feeling coming from today, or is it reminding me of something much older? You do not need to find the perfect answer immediately. Just asking the question creates a little space between you and your automatic reaction. For example, maybe your boss gives you some feedback, and you instantly feel like a failure. Instead of accepting that feeling as the truth, stop and become curious. Has this feeling appeared before? Did someone in your childhood make you feel that mistakes meant you were not good enough? Once you notice the connection, you have a choice. You can remind yourself that one mistake does not decide your value. You are no longer the child who depended on other people's approval to feel safe. This small habit can change many parts of your life. You become less reactive. You stop judging yourself so quickly. You begin making decisions based on who you are today instead of who you had to be years ago. That is real growth. It is not about becoming a completely different person. It is about understanding yourself with more kindness and honesty. Your past is part of your story, but it is not the final chapter. The experiences you had as a child helped shape you, yet they do not have to decide your future. Every time you notice an old pattern and choose a healthier response, you take back a little more control. And those small moments add up. One day, you may look back and realize that you are no longer living the life your childhood expected. You are living the life that you have chosen for yourself.